No one told me it was going to be this hard to clean this data. No one, absolutely no one, not even Kaggle. I wasn't informed, basically. I wasn't informed.
Hey guys, welcome back to Data Delight with Coco. It's me, your host, Coco. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. Thank you for liking, for sharing, for subscribing, for commenting. I honestly, totally, I appreciate you all. All right, so I'm sure that you've seen videos of me cleaning and transforming data sets. Now, today's video is also going to be about me cleaning and transforming a data set. All right, so now in previous videos, I had actually worked on this data set before making a video. All right, but now in today's video I'm going to be working on a raw data set that I've never worked on before. This is actually my first time trying this data set, so you're going to see all the weird reactions, like when I get an error. So you're going to see all those reactions. All right, so this video is unfiltered. This is basically me starting from the scratch. You're going to see how I'm able to think and clean my data. All right, so if you're ready, let's get right into the business of the day. Okay, so I got, hold on. All right, so I got this particular data from the Kaggle website, and it's an Audible. So if you can see my cursor here, Audible uncleaned. All right, so this is the uncleaned data set from the Audible platform. I don't know if it's true, if it's a fictitious data. All right, so I just saw it from Kaggle and I want to clean it. So Audible is a platform um, that allows users to download, browse through different audiobooks. Okay, so different authors post their books on Audible. Some narrators narrate these books to people who don't want to read. So these people, they want to like listen. If you're like me, that you do not like reading, so Audible is for you. So please, disclaimer, I'm not trying to like advertise Audible. Okay, so I'm basically just telling you what the Audible platform does. It's a platform that hosts audio books from different authors. Okay, so let's get into the matter of the day. That's the word. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of like examine this particular data set. I want to see what it is made up of. I've never actually gone through it, so let's see. All right. So from the bottom here, I can see that the data set is made up of 8 columns. So right now, I can't tell the exact. Okay, so right now I can't tell the exact number of rows, but these rows are more than 1,000 because I can see 999 plus rows. So it could be maybe 1,000 plus, yeah, even up to 10,000. I don't know, but it's made up of 8 columns. So I'm just going to examine each column one by one so that I know which column I am to clean. All right, so the first column here is the name column, which is like telling us the name of this audiobook. So the first name I can see here is it Geronimo? Is it Geronimo Stilton? Please, sorry to the author, but I'm Nigerian, so we have our own accent. Okay, so let me switch. Let me go back to the next one. So I can see The Burning Maze, which was written by Rick Riordan. Yeah, Rick Riordan. All right. Okay, so um, I'm just going through the names column, and I can see that I do not need to clean it because this basically just contains the names. All right, so now let's move on to the author column. In the author column, I can say something strange. Something strange is actually going on here. So in the author column, we know that this is the author column. That is the person who wrote this particular book. All right. So in the author column, I can see that in each cell, there's also written by then the author name, which I don't think is compulsory, because if we have a column header that says author, then I don't think there's need for written by again to be in the cell. So I think it should just be author, and we take away the, what's it called? We take away we will take away the written by. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We'll come back to that. Let's just go through it. Okay, so moving on, we have the narrator column. So this narrator column is basically telling us that though this book was written by this author, it was narrated into an audiobook by this person. So you can see that Rick Riordan, or Riordan, sorry to Rick Riordan, wherever you are. Sorry, I'm spoiling your name. So you can see that Rick Riordan wrote this book, The Burning Maze, but it was narrated by Robbie Daymond. Okay. All right, so let us proceed. So moving on. Okay, before we proceed, just like the author column has written by in each cells, which we don't need, right? Because we just need the author name and not written by author. Okay. Then the narrator column also has narrated by, which we are going to remove. I'm going to take it out. It's not needed. All right, so let's move on to the time column. So the time column is basically telling us the duration of each audio book. Yeah, the duration of each audio book. So the first book here is approximately 2 hours 20 minutes. The second book here is 13 hours and 8 minutes. Now, how do I get like an aggregation? So let's say I want to create a visualization to see the average duration for these audiobooks. How do I do that? I can't do that. I can't do that using this particular format. So I think it would be better if we, I don't know. Let me just, I think, let me just, see what this particular column is made of. Okay, so I was thinking this was going to be easy. It looks like we're about to have a hard time. All right, so I can see 1 hour. I can also see 1 hour, 1 minute. So now how do I split this column? So let me scroll down. I don't know. I just have a feeling that we're still going to be surprised. Okay, so 10 hours. Okay, it's possible, right? We can just split by delimiter, by the and delimiter, because the and is separating the hours and the minutes. So what I want to do is that I want to convert the hours to minutes, then add them together with the the other minutes. So I'm going to split the column into two, right, by delimiter. Wait, hold on. Okay, all right. Okay, I can see 10 minutes here. So if I should split by delimiter, it's not going to work. It is not going to work that way. Nah, it's not going to work that way, of course. Yeah, because if I split by delimiter, that means 10 minutes is going to, this particular 10 minutes is going to be attached to the hours column, right? It's not going to go over to the minutes column. So you know what, let's just continue. I think when we come back, we'll know how to go about this particular one, because this is crazy. Okay, then we have the release date column. So this release date column is basically just telling you that, okay, this is when this particular audiobook was released. Simple. Then we have the language column, which is telling us that, okay, this audiobook was narrated in this particular language. Easy, right? Okay, and then we have the stars column, or let me say the rating. Let me say the rating. I don't think I like the header. Stars. Nah. I think rating would be a proper header. You know, it's more understandable. Okay, so we have the stars soon to be rating column. And from what I can see here, what I would love to do is I would just love to get, you know, a single I'm sorry, just hold on. So I think all the ratings here are 5 out of, no, sorry. So all the ratings here are over 5, right? All the ratings here are over 5. So I can see 5 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5. So you can rate from 1 to 5, or you can choose not to rate. And if you choose not to rate, you're going to have not rated, right? Okay, so after the number of ratings, like 5 out of 5, right? Then we have how many stars have this particular what's it called, audiobook gotten, irrespective of the rating. So it can be 4 out of 5, you know, but how many stars in general has this particular um has this particular audiobook gotten? So yeah, after the 5 out of 5, I don't know why, I think Microsoft should make it possible for us to zoom in, you know, just to like zoom into whatever we are pointing at. But if you can see my cursor, okay, so 5 out of 5 stars, then 34 ratings. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to um, do a little bit column by example. So you're going to see how I'm going to do that. All right. And lastly, we have, so basically I'm just going to like extract, you know, what I need into separate columns using column by example. I love column by example. It's just, it's, it's like magic. All right, then lastly, we have the price column. And from what I can see here, I can see that the price column has error. It has 1% error. Wait, okay. The error is lesser than 1%. That is what it is saying from this. So if you're surprised how I'm able to get this valid, error, empty, you can just quickly go to your view tab and click on column con. Go to your view tab and click on this checkbox that says column quality. All right, so it will show you the quality of your columns. So we also have the column profile, which I like sometimes. So apparently we only have one error, so I'm just going to remove this error. It's not needed. I'm not going to keep it. Yeah, since it's just one, what difference can it make, right? So we also have the, let me turn off the column profile. We have the column distribution, where you can see the distribution of values in your columns. So I'm just going to turn this off. I do not need it for this tutorial. All right, so now first of all, I'm going to remove the error present in the price column. So I'm going to right click and okay, go down to remove errors. So I'll click on remove errors so that we have a neat data. Sorry, let me just, I'm just trying to position my camera very well. All right. Okay, so I actually promise this tutorial is going to be delightful. Okay, so let us begin from the first. So we're not doing anything on the name column, right? It's okay. it's fine. But the author column, I am going to right click on the author column because I want to take out the written by. I want to remove the written by. So because there's no need, like we already have author on the column header, so there's no need to keep written by in the cells. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So I'll right click on the author column and go down to replace values and click on it. And after clicking on it, okay, so the value I want to replace is, so you have to be careful that you have to make sure that the value that you put in here is exactly the same thing with the value that you want to find. So if the value starts with an uppercase letter, you have to begin with an uppercase letter. So it has to be like, the same. So I want to remove written by, then the colon. All right. So I'm going to say written, WRITTEN, no, not B, N. Okay, so written, yeah, written by. Alright guys, so something happened. I had to pause the video. I'm not going to go into details, but sorry about that. So I stopped at where, yeah, so make sure that the value that you are finding, right, that the value that you're going to put in inside of this bar, yeah, that it's the same with the value that you're finding, right? So we're finding written by, then the colon, and we're going to replace it with nothing. So I'm not going to put in anything here. I'm just going to leave it as blank. And I'm going to click on OK. All right, so now we have something better. So at the header, we have the author, and in the cells, we have just the author names, nothing like written by. Okay, so let's move on to the narrator column. So just like what I did in the author column, I'm going to do the same thing in the narrator column. I'm going to find the value narrated by colon, right? Because that is exactly what is before the narrator name. And I'm going to replace it with blank. So I'm going to right click on the column header and go to replace values. And the value I want to replace, I just want to look at the value. Yeah. So I want to replace the narrated, sorry. Okay. So the narrated by, no, so it's narrated by colon, right? So I'm going to replace it with nothing. All right, so that is it. I'll click on OK, and now you can see that for the narrator column, we just have the names of the narrator. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on. All right, so for the time, what I'm going to do is that I am going to, let's see, what am I going to do? Okay, so because we have, okay, so because we have minutes and hours, remember, I want to convert everything to minutes. Okay, so I just want to get minutes for everything. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to, first of all, split this column. Okay, I'm going to split this column. So I'll right click on the time column, and where's split column? So yeah, I'm going to split column by, I'm going to split column by delimiter, right? And the delimiter that I want to split this column by is and. So right now, the auto delimiter here is space. So I'm going to click on the drop down and change it to custom. So that way I write in or type in the delimiter that I want to split by. So I want to split by the and delimiter. Okay. So I'm going to click on OK. All right. So now we have the hours on one column while we have the minutes in another column. Okay, so but let us check the, check each column, each of these columns, to see if we are correct, or I am correct, or we are correct, in case you're doing this with me. All right, so I'm going to click on the drop down here for the hours section. Okay. Oh, okay. So from what I can see here, I have hours, I have minutes. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a conditional column, because if you want to convert hours to minutes, you have to times it by 60. So if we're converting 1 hour to minutes, I'm going to say 1 times I'm going to say 1 times 60, right? So what if I'm converting 10 minutes to minutes? That's 10 times 1, okay? So that we still have our minutes, all right? So let me check the other column. Okay, so apparently all that we have here is just minutes, so we are safe. So we're just going to work on this first column for now. Let me check the time, okay? I'm still right on time. So I'm going to go to the add column tab, and then I'm going to click on conditional column. So I'm going to set a condition. So I'm going to set a condition that says, let me just leave the name as custom, okay? So if the time, that's our first time column, contains, not equal to, so if it contains hours, the output should be 60. So I'm going to add another clause. So if the time contains, that is the column that we're working with, contains minutes, MINS, then I want you to return 1. So yeah, so return 1. That is, if we have 10 minutes in that column, I'm just going to do 10 times 1 so that I get back my 10 minutes. But if we have 1 or 10 hours in that column or in that cell or row, I'm going to do 10 times 60. So anywhere there's hours, we're going to multiply by 60. Anywhere there's minutes, we're going to multiply by 1. All right. So I'm going to click on OK. All right, so we have it here. So I'm just going to change the data type to a whole number. Okay, so they just took the light. In Nigeria, that's how it is. All right, so let us proceed. So now I have this. I'm just going to, bring it forward to where my time column is. Okay, so let me just put it before the second time column. All right. So now what I'm going to do is that I am going to replace this, replace hours and minutes with blank. So anywhere it says hours or it says minutes or means, is going to replace them with blank, right? So that we can perform the multiplication, because if we have text and numbers, we won't be able to perform multiplication. All right, so I'm going to right click on this and go to replace values. So the value rather I want to replace is hours. So we're going to do it one by one. So I want to replace hours with blank. Okay. Then again, I want to replace minutes. Then again, I want to replace minutes or means with blank. So I'm going to say means, not miss, means should be replaced with blank. So I'm not going to put in anything in this space. So I'll click on OK. All right, so let's see if we can change this. Okay, so I think I can still see extra space. So just to be sure and to be clear that we have no more extra spacing, I'm going to trim this particular column. So trimming helps you remove extra or excess spacing. So I'm going to right click and, okay, so go to the transform, right? And then click on trim. So with this, I am going to have, yeah, I think so. So let me try and see if I can change it to whole number so we can perform the multiplication. So I'm going to change this to whole number. Okay, so it worked. Okay. Okay, so something is happening. So what I'm going to do, I don't know if this trim actually worked. I'm just, going to go to replace values. I'm just going to go to replace values. And yeah, what I want to replace is a space, right? So anywhere, so now there's nothing here, but I want to replace a space. So anywhere it says spacing, you should replace it with blank. Okay, so I'm going to click on OK. So I'm going to click on OK. I don't know if this is correct yet. I am still kind of like, I don't know, because, oh, okay. Now I see the issue. Now I see the issue. So let me check. Yeah, let me check this again. Let me check this again. So let me load it, everything. Now I can actually see the issue. We still have text, all right? So let me just scroll down. Uh-oh, less than 1 minute. Less than 1 minute. Less than 1 minute is going to be seconds. Wow. So I never knew there was less than 1 minute here. And yeah, so there is hour and then there is mean. So I'm going to remove this hour and mean. I'm going to replace them with blank, and then I'm going to replace less than 1 minute with 0. That is 0 minutes. So the time is actually in, maybe in seconds. Yeah. Okay, so now, wow, because I was surprised why I was having errors in the first place. So I'm going to right click and go to replace values. So what I want to replace is anywhere it says HR, that is hour, replace it with blank. Okay. Okay, so after that, anywhere it says mean, right? Because we saw hour, mean, and less than. I'm going to check that one again. So mean, also replace with blank. Okay, so we are left with the last one, which is, I can't remember how it was spelled, so I just need to go and check it back. Okay. Okay, 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 okay. All right, so let me scroll down. Uh-oh. So less than 1 UTE. Was that what it was before? So yeah, just, you know, so less than 1 UTE. So I'm just going to, type in exactly what I'm seeing here. Less than 1 UTE. It begins with an uppercase letter down than 1 UTE. All right. Okay, so I am going to right click and go to replace values. And what do I want to replace? I want to say less than 1 UT. Okay, now I remember. I remember we replaced mean with blank. So it took away the minutes, like it took away the mean that was here before, right? So anywhere it saw mean, it replaced it with blank. So before it was less than 1 minute, right? So it replaced, so remember when we did replace mean with blank, so that is what it did. It replaced mean with blank here. So now we have UTE. So I'm going to replace this less than 1 minute with blank too. Okay. And then I'm going to yeah, so I'm going to change this to a whole number. Let's see if it works this time without an error, because I'm so scared. Then I'm going to come over here and yeah, so I'm going to come over here and, this is our second column that had, the minutes section. So I'm going to come over here and remove the min. So anywhere there is mins or whatever it is, I'm going to replace it with blank. So I'm going to right click on my second, time column and go to replace values. So the values I want to find is mins, should be replaced with blank. And then I'm going to right click and go to transform to trim away or trim out excess spacing. Okay, so now we are free from excess spacing, but there's still something here. I think, just to be safe, I need to check everything in this particular column. So we still have mean. There's still mean, right? So I'm going to replace mean with blank. Okay, cancel. All right, so I'm going to replace values. What do I want to replace? I want to replace mean with blank. All right, I just want to see if this is recording. I don't want any stories. It can be so hard and frustrating recording a video and you find out that it's not recording. Damn. Okay, and then just to be safe, I'm going to trim out excess spacing. So I'm going to right click, go to the transform and then trim. So now I am going to perform a calculation. So I'm going to multiply this first column by our second column. Yeah, so I'm going to multiply this first column by our second column so that we get all our hours in minutes and all our minutes in minutes. And then I am going to add it to our minutes column. Okay, so I'm going to go to the add column tab and then click on the custom column. All right, so I am going to name this column duration. So duration is going to be equal to the first time column. So I'm going to click on it and then click on insert, multiplied by, which is the asterisk, multiplied by our custom column that has the 60 seconds and 1 seconds, our first conditional column. So I'm going to insert this also. Okay, then I'm going to put these two in brackets. Okay, this bracket is inside. So I'm going to put them in bracket because I'm trying to follow board mass, bracket of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Okay, so these first two columns are going to multiply themselves. Then we're going to add them to our minutes column. That is our second time column. And then I'm going to insert it. Okay, so now we have this. I'm just going to click OK. I am actually not sure what is happening. I think something is happening. So I got an error. So I have to see why I got an error. Okay. All right. So what could be wrong? What could be wrong? What could be wrong? So let me check this again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. All right. Okay, so I remembered that, oh my God, we've actually done a lot of things. Now I have to go back. So I remember that, let me go back to our conditional column. Yeah. So I'm just going to go to the apply steps and click on this settings icon in the conditional column. So I remembered. So instead of just hours, I'm going to say anywhere this our time column, our first time column contains hour, just H arrow, return 60. If it contains min, so even if it is minutes or minutes, return 1. No one told me it was going to be this hard to clean this data. No one, absolutely no one, not even Kaggle. I wasn't informed, basically. I wasn't informed. Okay, sorry guys, I had another issue. Something else came up and I had to go off, but now I'm back. So I was saying that previously when we're trying to get our custom columns so that we can multiply our hours by minutes, right? So and previously I said where wherever this column contains hours, right? This was previously, it should return 60, but now I don't want that. I want it to be that even if the hour doesn't have a S, so with or without the S, that is just the hour, it should return 60 minutes. That is 60. I'm not going to add the minutes. And then with or without the S in the minutes, it should return 1. Now, the reason is because while I was cleaning, I mean, you saw from earlier, while I was cleaning, I noticed that when I tried to like change the column to a whole number, it gave me error because there were still text in the column. That is, I still saw hour and min, which means 1 hour with 1 minute. Okay. So I'm going to say else. So if it contains hour, it should return 60. So irrespective of whether there's S or not, it should return 60. And then if it contains minutes, irrespective whether there's S or not, it should return 1. Okay. And then else, it should return, let's see, else it should return 0. Yeah. So anything that is not, falling in this condition should be returned as 0. So remember we had less than 1 minute. Less than 1 minute is 0 minutes. That means it is maybe below. It is not even maybe, it is below. Okay, so less than 1 minute is below 1 minute. Not necessarily not necessarily 0 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to click on OK. Okay, so this is going to take some time. Yeah, it's going to take some time. Okay, so we have this. So what I'm going to do, so instead of me, doing everything again, change the type, and I'm just going to, because I already have applied steps already, right? So I just went back to the additional column, to the conditional column to correct something that I had done. So I'm just going to go back to the home tab and I'm going to click on refresh all. That is, I want it to refresh it from the first step down to the last step. So it's also going to refresh what I just did right now with it. Okay. So yeah, let's wait for the magic to happen. Okay, so now we have our refreshed table or data set. So now we have that. So I'm just going to go down to my last applied step. Okay. All right. So where were we? Okay. So I think that does it. Yeah. that does it. So I think we're good to go now. Mm-hmm. We are good to go now. All right, so I'm going to go back to my add column and yeah, and go to the custom column where I'm going to perform the aggregation. So I'm going to name this column duration. I repeat, no one told me it was going to be this hard. No one. Okay. So I'm going to go to the first time column, which contained the hours and the minutes, right? So I'm going to click on it and click on insert, and I'll multiply it with the first custom or conditional column I created. Yeah, so I'm going to multiply it. Let me put in the multiplication asterisk. Okay, then I'm going to put this in brackets because we want to, um, follow the BODMAS principle, brackets of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Okay, and then I'm going to add it with the second time column, which contained only the minutes. So I'm going to insert it and click on OK. I'm just hoping, hey, I'm trying to think I'm trying to like, um, understand what the issue is. So I'm just going to like go over to the settings, the added custom column settings, right? And let me take away this. Okay, so I don't want to add it yet, all right? So let me just click on OK. Let me just do the multiplication and see. Because I'm like trying to understand why I have errors. I'm like really trying to understand why am I having errors. I really do not know. I really, really do not know. I really do not know. Why do I have errors? Why do I have errors? So let me check. I don't know. What could be wrong? Um, so maybe I should have converted this to, maybe I should have converted this to, what's it called, to an Excel file first before doing this. I really do not know. Right now, I'm so exhausted. Okay, so I'm just going to cancel this added custom column step, and I think we have nulls. I'm just trying to see if the numbers here are actually correct or if they are clean. Yeah, so I want to select the nulls now. Do we have nulls? Okay, so Power BI can be really slow sometimes. It can be really, really slow. Okay, so apparently we have nulls. Okay, we have nulls in some. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cancel this filtered step. I'm going to replace the nulls with 0. Okay, so I'm just going to try a lot of things, until I get what I'm looking for. So I'm going to replace the nulls. Is it null? Yeah, null with 0. Okay, that means it's 0 minutes, 0 everything. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, and then I'm going to change this time to whole number, because right now I can see, I think I see the error. I think I see where the error is coming from. So I haven't like actually converted this second time column to a whole number. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to change the data type to a whole number. I'm so tired. I am so okay. All right. So I am going to create my custom column again. This time I'm hoping it works because I'm tired. So first of all, I'm going to replace the nulls in this second time column with 0. So replace null with 0. Just trying to see if, yeah, I think I'm right on time. Okay, then I'm going to, do my custom column again. So go to the add column tab, click on custom column. That is how you create a custom column. So I'm going to call this duration. I'm actually scared right now. So let me call my brackets. First of all, I'm actually scared. So my first time column, which contained our hours and minutes, multiplied by the custom column we created to indicate, right? To indicate the rows that are hours or minutes. So I'm going to do this plus my second time column. I'm so happy. All right, so I'm so happy I've been able to clear this. My God, I am really, really, really so happy right now. So I'm going to change this to, I'll change this data type to whole number. So then I'm going to include minutes in the column header. So it's telling my audience that, okay, this duration column is in minutes, right? So I'm going to just, add minutes in front of it to specify that it's in minutes. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to delete or remove these columns that helps us to get our aggregation or our calculation. So I'm going to highlight 3 of them and right click on any one and click on remove columns. Okay, it won't affect our duration. That's the power. That's why I love the Power Query so much. Okay, so I'm just going to drag this, let it be in, let it be in front of or before the release date. Okay, so we are done with this. I think I'm going to create another video that is going to be the filtered version of me working on this unclean data set from the beginning. But then, I've already practiced it now. So that video is going to be neat and, clean. I'm not going to take your time. All right, so we're done with this. Hallelujah. All right, so the next thing now is to work on the stars column. Okay. I just needed to take a deep breath, okay? Nobody told me it was going to be this hard. I can't. Let's get back right into the video. Okay. All right, so let's focus on the stars column now. So what I want to do here is that I want to extract the average rating for each of these audio books, and then I want to extract the total number of ratings that these books have gotten. So from what we can see in the first cell here, we have 5 out of 5. That means this book was rated 5/5. Must be a really good read. Yeah. So this book was rated 5 out of 5 and it has over 30 ratings, approximately 34 ratings. So 34 people have rated this book 5 out of 5. So that is what I want to do. I am going to create a column or add a new column, and I'm going to be using the column from examples method. Okay, so on the add column tab, I am just going to go to column from example. That's the first thing you're going to see. So I'm going to click on this drop down and I'll click on from selection, meaning I want you to look at this particular stars column as the example column. Okay, so from selection, this is really draining. Okay, so I'm going to okay, so I'm going to have okay, so I'm going to name my first column as star. Let me say stars. So I'm going to give it a double S because we already have a stars column. Should I do that? Okay, maybe I'll say, okay, let me put in brackets average rating. Yeah, average rating, that's the stars. So the first example I'm going to give it, I'm going to say 5. It's 5 out of 5. Then the next one I'm going to give it is going to be, so notice something, Power BI has automatically filled down the rest, it has filled down everything for me, right? So where I have 4.5, it brought 4.5. Microsoft, please, I really need you guys to, allow us zoom in, okay? Just like how we can zoom in the Excel, all right? So just allow us zoom in, you know. Okay, so I really wish I can zoom in right now. Okay, so what this column from example does is that based on the example you give the first cell, Power BI is going to try to, do exactly what you have done. So sometimes it might not work instantly. Yeah, it might not always work instantly. I think I still have a video coming up on that. I hope I'm going to be able to do it, but yeah, expect a video on that. All right, so let's say it doesn't show up instantly. You have to give it another example. So let's say my second example is 4.5, right? It's still going to give us this. So sometimes you might need to enter up to 3 or 5 examples before Power BI gets that, okay, this is what you're trying to get out from this. All right, so I'm going to click on OK. And then I'm going to click on my stars column again, and then I'm going to click on column from examples from selection. So what I want to get now is the total rating, the total number of rating that, each audiobook got. So I'm going to rename this column as ratings, total ratings, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is, okay, I thought it stopped recording. So the first thing I'm going to do is, yeah, so the first total number of rating here I can see is 34. So I will say 34. Then the next one is 41. You know why I love Power Query, Power BI, in fact, Power Query is that it is really powerful, okay? It is really, really powerful. So now notice that it has extracted all the other, ratings for me, right? So it has extracted 41, 38, 12, 181, and all of that. Yeah. Okay, so the blank, anywhere you see blank, just know that it is talking about the not rated. Okay, so anywhere you see blank, it is talking about the not rated. Wow, this is a lot of work. I never expected it, believe me. So what I'm going to do, okay, so I'm just going to click on OK. All right, and then I am going to, yeah, I'm going to remove, our original stars column. Yeah, so I'm going to remove it. We don't need it. Okay, so we're left with, these two columns. I'm just going to, yeah, just going to like see what is in these columns, okay, just to be safe. So I can see not here. I want to replace, um, yeah, so I want to replace the not with 0, okay? So anywhere it's 0, it means it was not rated, all right? That is what I want to do here. Okay, so this not actually came from the not rated cells. All right, so it extracted just the not and it didn't extract the not rated. So I'm going to replace it with 0. I think that is what I should have done initially, right? Before I started extracting the numbers, I should have replaced the not rated with 0. That is what I should have done. Okay, so I'm going to right click on the column and go to replace values. So what I want to replace is not with blank. Okay, no, 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 not blank. I'm going to replace with 0. Yeah. And then I'm going to change the data type from ABC, which is text, to whole number. Now, the reason is uh-oh, uh-oh, okay, no, 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 cancel. All right, so we cannot replace with whole number because we have 4.5, and when I replace it to as a whole number or to a whole number, is going to, approximate 4.5 to be 4 or 5. So I'm going to, change the data type from text to decimal. Yeah, it's better this way. Okay. And then I'm going to, so let me look at what I have in this column. Okay, so I have blank cells, all right? So I'm going to replace blank cells with 0, meaning it got 0 stars and 0 total number of ratings. So I'm going to right click, replace values. Then we want to replace the blank cells. So this, we're not going to impute anything here. It's still going to be blank. And I'm going to replace with 0. Okay. Okay, then I'm going to change the data type to a whole number. Yeah, because we only have whole values in these columns, in this particular column. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Would you like to see some visualization? I don't know. Let us, check out, I don't know. So we can perform, visualization to see the average duration of audiobooks, right? This is in minutes. We can also see the average star rating, the total number of ratings, the book with the audiobook with the highest rating, and all of that. So let me close and apply. I wasn't supposed to do this, but so let me close and apply. Okay, so it's going to start loading. Right. Mm. Okay, so now we have our data set or table. Everything has been loaded into the Power BI. So now I can perform visualization. So let's say I want to see the audiobooks or the top 10 audiobooks with the highest rating. Yeah. So let's say I want to see that. So I'm going to use a stacked bar chart. So this is an horizontal stacked bar chart. So I'm going to use that. Close the filter pane. Okay, so let me bring it somewhere here. Okay, so let me just expand it a little. So I'm going to bring the name into the y-axis, right? That is our focus. Then I want to see the total rating. Okay, so that will be on the x-axis. Okay, I think we have a lot of audiobooks. Wow. So apparently I just checked the table view, right, in Power BI, and the data set has 87,151 rows. So that's quite a lot. Yeah, that's quite a lot. So let me just head over to the report view to see if, to see. Yeah, so now um, we have the audiobooks by their total number of rating. And from what I can see here, Atomic Habits has the highest number of ratings. It has 25,142 ratings in total. Then let me just zoom in. Okay. Then the psychology of money. It has 11,942 total ratings. Then I think this is Ikiga or whatever, Ikigai. I don't know. Then we have the Sapiens, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Life's Amazing Secrets. So these are the top ones, with Atomic Habits having the highest, which is 25,142. So we can also get the average rating. Yeah, we can also get the average rating. So I'm just going to bring in a card visual. Let me place it here. All right. So where is that? Stars. So yeah, I'm going to put stars in the field. Then I'm going to change it from sum to average. Okay, so apparently the average rating here is 0.76, and that is because a lot of them had no ratings, right? A lot of them had no ratings. So that is why it is 0.76. Okay. So what else can we do? Let's find the author with the total number of books that they have written. Okay, so I'm going to use a column. Okay, stacked bar chart again. So I'm going to drag it here and drag. So I'm going to bring the author into the y-axis, and then I'm going to bring the name, right, into the x-axis. That is the name of the audiobooks. So yeah, count. Uh, I don't know. Okay, so all right, so count. Doesn't matter if it's count distinct. So let me zoom in. Okay. So apparently I do not speak Chinese. Is it Chinese or Japanese? I don't know. All right. So this is the author with the highest number of books, um, highest number of audiobooks, right? So 874. Then we have smart reading. I don't know what that means. Then we have this, Div, online studio production. So there are quite a lot of them. Then we have, oh, William Shakespeare. Yeah. So we have 198 of William Shakespeare books in the audio, in the Audible platform. All right, guys, so that is it for this tutorial. You can see how stressed I look. I look so stressed, right? It was a lot. Nobody told me that it was going to be this hard. I knew you never like expected it to be this hard, but that is how hard data cleaning can be sometimes for data analysts. So my dear friends, if you like this video, if you like the tutorial, please and please and please make sure that you subscribe. Yeah, make sure that you subscribe, you turn on the post notification, you like, you share, you subscribe. I've said subscribe twice. You comment, all right? So do all that good stuff. And also let me know what you'd like me to cover up next. And I will put that, put your opinions and ideas into consideration. So that is it for today. See you guys in my next video. And bye. Bye, 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 bye.